I believe that the word of the day is perseverance. And I believe that'll be the word for your marriage too. You guys will persevere. I think this is just a glimpse of things to come. You know, Jesus doesn't promise us that we won't have trouble. In fact, He promises us that we will have trouble. But He also goes on to say in that same verse that even when there's trouble, that He has overcome the world. And it's your great faith in His saving grace that has really seen you guys to this point in your life. Ephesians 5:31, I just absolutely love it. He says, "Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh." Word picture that is absolutely beautiful. You see, back in that day, you used two words that back in that day would have sent the reader's mind and attention to the way that paper was made in the first century. And here's how this went. They would take one papyrus plant, and they would cut a thin slice of papyrus, and they'd put it aside. And that one thin slice of papyrus would have imperfections and holes, and it would have rugged, jagged edges. But that wasn't the end of the process, because that one slice of papyrus did not make a piece of paper. Because what they would do is they would take another papyrus plant and they would thinly slice it. And they'd put it aside, and it had holes, and it had imperfections, and it had ragged edges. And they would take adhesive and they would join those two imperfect pieces of a papyrus plant together, and it would become one. And the good qualities of one piece would cover the imperfections of another, never to be separated again. Husband and wife, and Davis, you can now kiss your bride.
Judy, Home, and Danny Liz Jackson. Can you join the round and roll on the dance floor, please? And ladies and gentlemen, one big round of applause for Mr. and Mrs. Davis Jackson.
So when Davis asked me to be his best man, and I knew I had to write a speech for that, I realized two things. One, I'm not very funny, and neither is Davis, so this was going to be really, really tough. And, you know, I'm so thankful for him setting an awesome example and big shoes to fill, and especially with Kelsey coming to the family, man. You set the bar really high for me, so to Davis and Kelsey.
So her faith is what inspires me most about her. And I know Davis complements this amazingly well. And everyone has their special person. I know Davis is now Kelsey, but Kelsey, you will always be, last word, mine. So cheers to you both, and I wish you a lifetime of happiness together.
Felt this last week in particular. We spent a year planning a wedding, and then a week ago that kind of fell apart. And here we are, and it's still happening, and we have you guys to thank for that. And above all, we want to thank God. We have prayed for God to use our day for His glory since the start. And all I can say is be careful what you pray for. This last week has reminded me that while we can plan all we want, His plan is bigger and always better. Thank you for all of these people and for our family and for the love that we share here. For this day and many years to come, cheers. Thank you all.
Stand by me, won't stand by me, stand by me.